Welcome to Holly's Quiet Harbor. Take a deep breath and let your mind begin to rest. Welcome. There's a memory that still visits you sometimes. Not every day, not constantly, but at odd moments, while folding laundry, while driving, maybe while trying to fall asleep. And suddenly, there it is. That thing you said, that awkward comment, the sentence that landed wrong. That moment your brain has preserved like an ancient historical event. And even now, years later, your whole body reacts to it, as if it just happened 5 minutes ago. Tonight, we're going to loosen your grip on it, not by pretending it never happened, not by forcing yourself to just get over it, but by seeing it differently. So, settle in somewhere comfortable, not like you're preparing for a performance, not like you must meditate correctly. Just allow yourself to arrive here without needing to improve anything first. Notice the surface beneath you, the way the room holds you without asking questions, the air around you. The simple fact that you survived every difficult thing that once felt unbearable. Even that moment from 2007? Especially that moment from 2007. Now imagine opening a dusty storage box, hidden somewhere in the back corner of your mind. Inside are old receipts, old worries, old versions of yourself, and right on top, carefully preserved for no good reason, is the incident. Your brain labeled it humiliating. Never recover from this. Replay it forever. But tonight, we're going to examine it with softer eyes, because the person who said that thing was human. Maybe nervous, maybe trying too hard, maybe young, maybe exhausted, maybe desperate to belong, maybe attempting humor, maybe speaking before thinking, maybe simply existing publicly the way all human beings do eventually. And yes, perhaps it was awkward, but awkwardness is not a moral failure. It's evidence that you were alive and participating. The truth is, most people are far too busy replaying their own embarrassing moments to maintain an archive of yours. Someone else is currently awake at 2 a.m., thinking about an email they sent in 2014. Someone else still cringes over a handshake mishap. Someone else accidentally called a teacher mom and never emotionally recovered. Human beings are wonderfully, painfully awkward creatures, and yet we continue. We keep showing up, keep speaking, keep trying to connect. That's courage. Now, picture your younger self, the version of you from that year. Notice what they are carrying, the pressures, the insecurities, the hopes, the need to be liked, the uncertainty they rarely admitted out loud. Look at them carefully, not with criticism, with compassion. because you know things now that they didn't know then. You've survived more than they could imagine. And if you could place a hand gently on their shoulder, perhaps you wouldn't scold them at all. Perhaps you would say, "You're allowed to be imperfect. You don't need to earn the right to exist flawlessly. One awkward moment doesn't define an entire life." And maybe, just maybe, that younger version of you has been waiting a very long time to hear that. Notice what happens in your body when you stop prosecuting yourself, when you stop reopening the case, when you stop demanding perfection from a person who was never supposed to have it. Feel the tiny shift, the loosening, the softening. You are not the sentence you stumbled over, not the weird story you overshared, not the awkward silence, not the misread social cue, not the moment your mouth moved faster than your brain. You are a whole person, complex, growing, learning, changing, and honestly, a little embarrassing sometimes, like everyone else. The people you admire, they have their own 2007 moments, their own mental blooper reels, their own private collection of "why did I say that?" This is part of being human, not evidence that you failed at it. So tonight, instead of dragging that memory behind you like a heavy suitcase full of shame, you can set it down. Not because the past changed, but because you have. Imagine that old moment becoming smaller now, less sharp, less radioactive. Just a tiny scene in a very long story of your life. A story containing tenderness, wisdom, survival, love, humor, growth, and thousands of moments far more important than one awkward conversation. You don't owe lifelong punishment for temporary embarrassment. You've carried this long enough. So, let the memory drift farther away now. Not erased, just released from center stage. And in its place, make room for gentleness, for perspective, for the understanding that being occasionally awkward means you took part in life instead of hiding from it. Tonight, may you rest without reopening old court cases against yourself. May your mind grow quieter. May your younger self feel forgiven. And may you finally understand you were never meant to remember that moment forever. You were meant to keep living beyond it.